Google has developed teleportation technology. How will you build product using it? What is your favorite product? How do you redesign it? These are example of product design question. So how to answer these questions? So we have created the whole website where you can find multiple product design question and try to answer those. But we also have a scenario where it walks you through the different tips and techniques in answering product design question. So I'll cover it here 5 tips that you can learn through this coach. So here are the 5 tips. The first one, treat it as a real life problem. So when you approach a real life problem, you will ask question that, okay, if it's a teleportation, what kilograms can be transferred? Will there be physical harm or damage when it's transferred? How much time it takes? And then you will establish goals and accordingly you move. So make sure that you do all of these goals and constraints before moving on. Second, make sure that you have a specific link between customer, problem, and solution. So when you are thinking through different customer segment and zero in on one customer segment, make sure the problem is relevant to that customer segment. And similarly, when you think through the solution, make sure solution is about that problem for that particular customer. Often what I've seen is people start with some customer segment and end with some different problem or solution altogether, and that is a complete no-no. The third aspect is about the quality of how you solve, and that comes through going broad and going narrow. So at every step, think through multiple scenarios and then zero in one. For example, if you are thinking through customer, think about 3 customer segment, then figure out one. Similarly, in the case of solution, make sure you have 4 or 5 solutions, then pick a narrow one. So that way you are not constrained in sort of a small set of solutions that you think through. Tip number 4 is think deeply about the customer. This is one of the most important part of the problem. For example, let's say you have to design a car for someone who is visually blind. Then think about people who are born blind or situationally blind, people who can't see in the dark, or people who are color blind. And all of these are very different segments. If you narrow in and focus on one segment, you can come up with a very creative and solution that would be insightful than sort of a bland solution for a large segment. The fifth and the last step is that you should have variety in the solution. For example, if you have given one a software solution, then the other one could be hardware solution, and the next one could be a mix of hardware, software, or AR and VR. And the way to come up with creative and 10x solution is to think in terms of analogies, like take analogies from fiction, from new technology, anchored to those technology, like what are the new technologies in AR, VR, or AIs, and try to map it to your customer, and that's how you can come up with a creative solution out there. So these are the 5 tips that our coach can help you learn and then practice through different scenarios. Try it out.